Hello, I'm Nari McDiarmid for Mining Journal, and it's great to be speaking with Bob Fulker, Managing Director and Chief Executive of Hillgrove Resources. And Bob, we're speaking ahead of Diggers and Dealers. For anyone who's not familiar with Hillgrove, how do you introduce the company?
Thanks, Larry, and thanks for the time today. Hillgrove Resources is an emerging mid-tier copper producer, and I believe that we're strategically positioned to capitalise on the acceleration of that global shift towards electrification. We operate the underground Camman 2 mine in South Australia, which is forecast to produce around about 12 to 14,000 tonnes of copper this year. And pre-underground development, we had an extremely fortunate surface infrastructure already in place of a 3.6 million tonne plant, which we're only currently using for around about 40% of the time. So we've got a great installed capacity that we can utilise. Additionally, we've also got a permitted tailings storage facility, and we're connected to reliable grid power at very favourable prices. We also have a strong leadership team in place with proven operational capability, and we're growing our annual production organically, whilst looking to reshape our business through M&A to achieve our long-term vision of being a multi-asset Australian copper producer.
Well, as it stands at the moment, Bob, what do you think sets Hillgrove apart from its peers on the ASX?
Really, I think Camman 2 and Hillgrove, we've got strong economic or a strong economic foundation. If you look at all the fundamental metrics, I'll give you some examples. We're actually a copper producer, so the investor has an immediate exposure to the copper price. Unlike a lot of our peers who are still in the exploration or that pre-development phase, we immediately get the benefit of a rising copper price and the global electrification trend in the world. We're also one of few of the companies on the Australian Stock Exchange that delivers a pure copper investment to the investors. Secondly is our exploration potential. Over the last 12 months, we've actually demonstrated a significant resource growth of 96% increase in copper and 138% increase in our gold in our mineral resource estimate update. And we still have a lot of highly prospective areas within the mining lease to drill. If you add on top of that, any exploration success will play to our strategic flexibility of using that 3.6 million tonnes of installed milling capacity. So this offers a scope of any actual success in the exploration being converted straight into copper production with zero plant capital. And that actually adds on to the fact that we're a very high fixed cost, so we get strong cash flow from that additional tonnages. Lastly, I mentioned it earlier, the value disconnect, or what I classify as that valuation disconnection. When you compare us to our industry peers, the valuation metrics are all, we're actually at a large discount to what our peers are. And that actually creates a great attractive value proposition for the potential investor to come in at this stage.
Now, Bob, you've definitely pointed to some of the potential that's around the corner, but you've just notched up your first year of commercial production there. So how are growth plans progressing on the production front?
I'm going to talk about it in a couple of different ways. Our internal growth trajectory is actually quite exciting. And it's actually one of the main reasons I joined Hillgrove. And it's based on our known resource potential and the conversion that we're starting to demonstrate of that resource into a mineable reserve or inventory. Firstly, the Nugent Acceleration Project. This initially was designed to bring production forward from the Nugent ore body. It's also increasing our flexibility in the mine schedule. It's enhancing our ability to blend the underground ores and enabling us to boost up to from 1.4 to 1.8 million tonnes a year. This will enable us also to improve our production reliability by reducing costs and also providing that critical foundation for long-term success and long-term repeatability. Secondly, is the increasing development and operational momentum we've actually achieved and we've been demonstrating over the last 6 to 12 months. This is improving due to the multiple new mining fronts that we're opening up, and this will continue as we open up further mining fronts. And that will actually reduce our reliance on a single production area and therefore, once again, stabilise the production going forward to a more consistent basis. Lastly, the extensive drilling program that we're actually currently undertaking. We're drilling 60,000 metres of planned drilling this year of diamond drilling. This is targeting both resource expansion and improved definition of the same resource. So I'm really looking forward to the December quarter when I can release the 2025 update of our resource and reserve update. So effectively, what you get is that when you bring all of that together, Hillgrove, we've got an ambition to become a scalable, cost-effective copper platform, and driving this through both organic growth at Kanmantoo, and then we look to a broader horizon.
Well, Bob, I think you've just summed that up beautifully. But what is the key message you'd like to convey at Diggers and Dealers this year?
It's really Hillgrove Resources. I believe we offer a rare near-term leverage opportunity to the copper sector. Production underway, significant exploration upside, high quality infrastructure that's in place and available for processing whatever we can find. And Hillgrove is one of, as I mentioned, the few ASX listed companies that is positioned to benefit immediately from any rise in the copper price throughout the world. Copper is actually getting in high demand from that electrification push that we're all part of. The company's strategic vision is grounded in our operational excellence, in disciplined growth, capital efficiency, underpinned our transition to becoming a multiple asset mid-tier copper producer. And I actually believe that as Hillgrove continues to deliver on our key milestones, and we include the resources that I just talked about and the production scale up that we're expecting, the market will actually see a potential to re-rate the company. And when I say re-rating, I'm talking about re-rating it to that intrinsic value and also the potential for growth that we have. So I think the clear message I have is that Hillgrove is no longer just a promising pre-development junior. We're a producing copper miner. We are planning to reliably deliver sustainable copper into a copper-hungry world market.
Bob, thank you very much for taking the time to speak today. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Nari, and hope to see you around soon.